give him the space. Now look at this case here. This patient had an injury, and I've sutured up the clear corneal incision. But notice, obviously, something has produced a rupture, obviously. So something has gone through and through the injury cut and gone through that, producing that cataract. So obviously, I will have a PC rupture straight away. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the phacoemulsification. And at this stage, I'm wondering, how do I get out of the problem if there is something behind? And once my phacoemulsification has been done, then you can see I'm going to fix my infusion cannula there. I'm going to do the vitrectomy portion now. So I'm doing a vitrectomy and a cortical removal. Once that is done, now we go inside and do the posterior vitrectomy. And what I wanted to show all of you is, look at this patient. There's a little bit of fluid there in the subretinal space, obviously, and a huge foreign body lying inside, gone through and through. So obviously this has gone through and through the clear corneal incision. I'm catching that and pulling it out. Once I'll pull this foreign body out, you'll see there, it's a wooden stick and it's a large piece present there. So I'm going to now bring this intraocular foreign body outside, bring it above the iris. Now the problem is you need to try to bring it out through the long axis of the foreign body. So you see now the foreign body is lying horizontally, whereas my incision here is in an oblique angle. So using the two hands like a handshake technique, I will manipulate it so that the long axis of the foreign body is in line with the long axis of the forceps. And now subsequently, I will now remove the foreign body. Look at the size of the foreign body also. That's large. It's about 11 millimeters in length. Now, once we have removed this foreign body, the next step for us is, what do we do next? Because now we have fixed the foreign body out, but we need to fix this patient with the retinal portion. So I'm just going to do my vitrectomy there. Once I've done my vitrectomy, I will then do the fluid air exchange and if needed, the endolaser. But before that, I would like to first do the intraocular lens. Now, this is a small trick of doing a small iridectomy, which Dr. Atya showed us before on. Now you can see I'm going to take this haptic inside, externalize the first haptic. Again, you know this technique now very well. Do use a J&J 3-piece IOL, because I feel they're much better than the other companies, though I have no financial interest in them. But the haptics are extremely stable. Also, check carefully. See the amount of haptic externalized. It's a lot. You need a lot of haptic externalized. Then you are very sure that there will not be any problem. Once you have done that, take this 26 gauge needle, create the Gabor-Chariot's pocket, and tuck the haptics inside there. So here you can see that gone inside, one haptic inside. Now we'll move on to the second haptic also. Both haptics are now inside. Once both haptics are inside, you can use this globe stabilization rod to check where the sclerotomy has been made, assess exactly where the lens is centered or not. Now, once you have done that, obviously there is an iris defect which must have been created by the foreign body itself, because it went through and through, not only this thing, it created that mess in the iris also. You just close up that with the fourth row pupiloplasty. And finally, you will have to end it with an endolaser on the retina, because there is a retinal break there, and you saw the retinal detachment also present there. So we will do a fluid air exchange, drain the subretinal fluid, and do an endolaser to complete this case. But the reason I'm showing you this case is that we can do this in a multiple surgeries all in one shot. I tend to always prefer to finish everything in one shot because it makes life easier for the patient. So that's why I tend to finish them all off in one shot. If you're comfortable in it, you can finish it all off like this, exactly how the patient looks. Once I have done this, you'll see now me just going inside, doing the fluid air exchange, endolaser it, and complete this particular case. You can see the endolaser being done.